Hello and welcome to AfterWyrd, where we try and fit in all the weird, strange, mysterious and odd things that don't make it into our regular episodes.
It doesn't look like you're in your studio to me. There's something different about this view.
Oh, yeah.
Well, this is a secret undisclosed location. We can't tell you where we are because we're filming for a future episode. So yeah, if you see this, don't tell anyone we're here.
That's it. Just ignore everything behind us and around us.
Just pretend we're in the studio.
Yeah, so I know you've got something there.
Oh, this?
I was talking about your laptop.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to go into that first? Because this is I mean, it's not a guest we've had on before.
No, but he will be making regular appearances from the studio. So I traded this with a lady from Appalachia, I think she's from.
For your soul?
She lives in Scotland. She traded it for some bones from one of my butchery courses.
Naturally. That's such a Craig thing to do.
She asked for bones.
I'd like that skull. Would you take some bones?
Well, it was the other way around. She said, I want some bones. And she said, you can't give them to me, it's bad luck, so I need to trade them for something. So come to my store.
The opposite of kind of the opposite of tarot cards then.
Yes.
Fair enough.
And she said, come to my store and pick something. And I was looking around and some of the things, you know, there's higher price tags on them, shall we say. They weren't massively expensive for what they were, but for a bag of bones, I was like, I can't really like say I want this, you know. And this didn't have a price on it. So I said, okay, how much is the skull? And she said, oh no, I need to ask it if it wants to come with you first. So she got a crystal out and she did some yes, no's. And she had a little conversation in the corner of her tent to ask whether, because apparently there's a ghost in this skull. And she asked it if it wanted to come with me and it said yes. There's some more stuff involved with that story, but I'm reluctant to say it because it involves a neighbour who doesn't really want me to talk about something else, and it's all connected. So she gave me something else for one of my neighbours, and she sometimes listens. So I'm not going to bring it up until she tells me I can, because otherwise I'll be giving away too much, too many secrets.
So did you discern anything about this ghost in the skull?
No, I believe it's a deer.
That would make sense, I guess.
She gave me a business card and said if I get any problems, give her a ring.
Wow.
Yeah. And that's about it, really. She seemed to think like that deer are attracted to children in some way, which again connects to something with the neighbour, but we can't talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, deer spirits sort of run through so much folklore, don't they? You know, sort of this whole, it is kind of that, you know, sort of calling back to episodes we've talked about spirits in the woods and things like that. It does sort of embody that wild spirit. Nothing embodies that more than a deer in some ways.
Weirdly, later on the same day that I got this skull, I was joking with someone about starting a deer cult. And then when I told someone about this afterwards, they were like, wait, on the same day you got a haunted deer skull with a deer in it, you suggested starting a cult of the deer?
Well, it got to work on you quickly, man, didn't it? You sort of go in there like, I'm Craig, I'm an atheist, blah, blah, blah. And then it's like, I must worship the horned ones.
I kind of think we could turn it into like a sort of deer version of like the Mary Lude and wander around the streets at Halloween.
When you brought it out, you know, I was like, yeah, that it's big Mary Lude vibes, but it needs to be someone smaller.
No, I think that'd be, with a hood over it, be quite creepy. And it is a red deer. She gets ones apparently where they've got unfinished horns or like slightly gnarly, partly grown ones. Most people want the big antlers, and she likes the kind of reject ones, I guess. I
don't think like a Mary Lude made out of like a full antlered red deer would be as effective. You'd be clacking into things all the time, wouldn't you?
Yeah, probably.
But it does look really cool. There is something a bit disconcerting about that, but yeah, I mean that's cool. I mean, you'll have to keep us updated if you get any weird stuff. I mean,
I've had it for what, a week now.
What's really interesting looking from here is you can see some of the teeth coming through,
Yeah,
but they haven't come through all the way.
he's young.
Yeah, sort of towards the front of the jaw, there's like little teeth pushing up still. The worrying thing is if you keep checking it starts growing. At
And
least
now we're getting into the what was the doll with the growing hair?
Oh yeah,
The
the one in
Japanese
Japan,
doll.
yeah.
I've forgotten her name. Okiku.
Nope.
That was it.
Nope. No.
Yeah, so tune in a year's time and it's going to have a full set of teeth.
Antlers would have grown as well.
Yeah.
But wow, that is fascinating. I mean, good trade, good weird trade.
Yeah, so that's going to adorn the studio once I get home.
I'm going to call you the bone merchant from now on. The bone peddler. What do you have for me today, bone peddler?
The bone merchant, that's what my missus calls me. No, wait.
We're a little bit tired.
Are you making excuses for my lewd jokes?
Do we want to get some weird news? Do we want to? Well, we don't really want to talk about where we are too much. We've got to save that, don't we?
Yeah.
But
plus, technically, we've already done that. So.
Have we? Yes, but no.
Sure.
It'll be coming out later.
All right. So whilst we were here yesterday, whilst you were working,
Yes.
a friend of mine, Kat, don't know if she'd want me to say. I'm pretty sure you listen. If you are, hello, Kat. Sent me a story.
Oh yeah.
And she did ask whether it was me. So I'll just go into the story and just keep in mind that Kat asks if this was me. So the headline from the Metro is Panther Man striking fear as he leaps from behind gravestones in Merseyside.
Panther Man.
Yeah.
Is that
In fact,
like a
I can't
cryptid?
remember, there was a better... The headline that came up on the social media post I was sent was funnier than that, but I don't have that with me, I'm afraid. Yeah, so a person dressed in a catsuit has been terrorising locals after being spotted stalking people along secluded paths and reportedly leaping out from behind gravestones.
Where was this?
Where did we say? It's early. But it says the mystery figure has been spotted by a number of locals around Wallasey Beach and Merseyside. So yeah,
Oh, north here.
Liverpool.
Liverpool. That was an excellent accent. So was it you? I mean, you were up that way-ish for Solskin, you know, you sort of...
Yes, it was me. I can reveal.
So this catsuit, was it like, did it have lots of zips on it, or...?
Well, there's a kind of silhouetted picture of a person that looks very black. I can't really make out what the other one is. The mysterious figure dressed in a skin-tight black catsuit and mask was captured on camera meowing and writhing on the ground near Wallasey Beach. That's in Merseyside, Andy, in case you didn't know.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Footage shows a person wriggling under a fence near a Harvester pub in the Wirral before prancing along a path.
Prancing?
Prancing, yeah. Definitely wasn't me, I don't prance.
You sort of mince.
Yeah. Another video shows people in a car screaming as the figure approaches close by.
Sorry, it's just a mental image of that.
Residents claim he resembles a banshee, an urban jaguar, and even a gimp. I'm pretty sure the other headline from social media said something about a gimp man.
It was you! The Gimpy Bone Man.
Locals like Abby Gilbert have said the community are trying to hunt him or it down.
Imagine this guy in a gimp suit and this pitchfork wielding community with like shotguns going around with torches at night. Oh.
Abby told the Metro, I really found the whole thing quite amusing and I can't believe how many people in Wirral have also had encounters and are aware of him. From everyone's sightings, the Panther Man is harmless, although he does look scary. I really don't think he's dangerous, just a bit strange.
I mean, however you get your kicks, really.
The mystery man is the talk of the town as locals update each other on the latest sightings. The community has gone mental with it, she added.
Do we need what the local big cat community is saying about it? You know, is that their realm?
Everyone and their nan seems to have seen him. It's probably someone's nan.
Probably someone's nan.
Yeah, people are trying to hunt him down, basically. And me. That's basically it. There's a man in a gimp suit.
Man in a gimp suit.
Man in a gimp suit. He's freaking people out. So no cat. It's not me, I'm afraid. The hunt continues.
I dare you to go on find out what the closest big cat sightings community is on the Facebook and post links to that. It's like, has anyone seen this? What could it be? And just get like the gimpiest gimp suit looking photo. Dare you.
Okay.
He's gonna do it.
Right. Have you got any weird news?
No.
Because I need to go and be the Saxon forager.
You do. Is that you as well?
It is.
Blimey.
My secret identity. Don't tell anyone.
Right, this is not quite as disturbing or strange as yours, but something that interested me. You probably isn't coming out on the audio, but there's...
You can probably see it on the video, I would imagine.
Yeah, there's
the falcons.
Bunch of peregrine falcons behind us. As royalty in Thrones, we do deserve to have royal hunting birds as well.
I'm going to hold my arm out like this and we'll see what happens.
One's going to poo on you.
When you said
a wasp will land on you.
You said one's going to poo on you, sounded like you being all royal.
One shall poo upon thy body. So this one comes from the US Sun. Cupid's boa. Terrifying snakebite wiped my memory after it pumped me with near fatal venom.
Oh, I heard about this one.
But it had a romantic silver lining.
Yeah.
So, a man who was bitten by a venomous snake and left with no memory of his girlfriend said he got to fall in love all over again. That'd be a convenient way to dump someone, wouldn't it? Just like, yeah, snakebite. Who are you? But no, that is cute.
In the pub, is that? Did you just have too much to drink in the pub?
Yeah, that's it. I've had a few of those. They're purple. Might turn you sick funny. Mark Pelly unintentionally ghosted his now wife Rebecca following the near fatal attack in Melbourne, Australia. Lots of pictures. The snake hunter had just started dating his partner when he was bitten by a tiger snake and lost the ability to breathe. Unbeknown to his new love interest, he was rushed to hospital where he battled multiple organ failures and was left with temporary full retrograde amnesia. The condition causes individuals to lose the ability to recall memories or information from before an injury. Mark was reminded of his relationship when, after 10 days of not hearing from him, Rebecca texted him accusing him of ghosting her. It says it does ghosting in the, sort of inverted commas. I feel like I've got to put an emphasis on it. The text read, "Well, if you don't want to talk to me anymore, you could have let me know." The two of them went on to fall in love all over again and tied the knot this week. Before we met again, I went through our texts, so I knew we were dating. It was obvious in our message how much I liked her.
Liked her?
liked in the past. Well, I guess at that point he didn't, He'd never met her. I could see that I was chasing after her and she was playing a bit hard to get. When we met, I had to explain from the beginning how not only did I get bitten and seriously injured, but I lost a huge part of my memory for a while and didn't remember her at all. I went through the whole ordeal and said, "I know from my journal notes that I'm in love with you, but I look at you right now and I can't tell a single thing about yourself or us. I understand that if that's too much to take in, because I don't remember you, it would be okay if you left." Rebecca remained quiet for a bit and then said, "I look forward to making you fall in love with me all over again." Aww.
Would have been weird if it was the other way around and she was pursuing him again.
Yeah.
Being like, no, you don't remember me, but we were in love. We can be again.
Describing it as one of the most incredible moments of his life, Mark said the moment he touched her hand again, he instantly felt love in his heart. He said, "It shot from the palm of my left hand," sounds like Spider-Man, up my arm, through my shoulder, into my heart. My heart recognised Rebecca, even though my mind didn't. It felt very strange feeling love, but not knowing who I was in love with. Rebecca said she felt awful that she had no idea what was going on. I don't watch the news, so even though Mark's snakebite made headlines internationally, I was oblivious, and thought he just stopped liking me. He was a snake hunter as well. That was his profession.
Was.
Well, I'd give it up by now if that happened to me, I think. This is the first serious incident he had experienced in his 14 years as a snake hunter. This does go on a bit, but yeah, that is essentially it. But they fell in love again. I think she should use that now and be like anything she wants. Like, yeah. So when are we going to this really expensive holiday that you said you're taking us on? You know, the one you said before you got bitten. Remember when you said you were going to cook for me every night for, sort of my birthday month? It was, just before you got bitten. Oh, so yeah, you did say that. You could just milk that like snake venom.
Wow. Hope you never have a partner that gets amnesia, because you're going to be abusive, apparently.
Horrid. So Craig, before you got bitten by whatever bit on your arm,
Yeah.
remember how you said
That I was going to bring you another weird news story to round up the episode.
exactly.
Yes.
You do remember the amnesia's cured, people.
This is from the Express. Noah's Ark found by archaeologists after incredible new discovery.
Oh, I think I know this one. This one doesn't do the rounds every few years, if it's what I'm thinking, but something will happen that makes everyone say it.
Yeah, this is definitely
on.
a separate thing, but well, it's related to some stuff that's come up before. But an American team of researchers have found what they believe are the remains of Noah's Ark in Turkey. It goes on to say that the Bible tells us that Noah built a massive ark. I'm sure we all knew that.
2x2.
Interestingly enough, there's a story that predates Noah's Ark that is remarkably similar. The Epic of Gilgamesh.
Yeah, I was going to say Gilgamesh got the Great Flood. And werewolves.
You look at the same kind of details within that.
Yeah.
So yeah, we don't really need to go into what happened. Although it does say that the Bible tells us, this is interesting, that Noah built a massive ark to save humanity and all species of animal from a catastrophic flood over 4,300 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
It's fairly recent.
Well, considering the Earth's only 6,000 years old, remember?
Oh yeah, of course.
Biblically speaking.
Of course, yes. That makes perfect sense. We have nothing to prove otherwise. Good job we're in a simulation.
I have a little story about that, but I might have told it on the podcast before, I don't know. But
Shall I finish this first? And then you can do that. Yeah, so archaeologists using radar technology have sent shockwaves through the historical community after unearthing potential evidence of Noah's Ark in Turkey. Revealing findings from their groundbreaking penetrating radar data, the team has stumbled upon what appears to be a chemical imprint along with vestiges of timber and subterranean structures that hint at the shape of a hall. It goes on to tell us a bit about what the Bible tells us about this. Yeah, so the Noah's Ark scans affiliate Andrew Jones discerned indications of a 13-foot conduit transecting the heart of the formation. Digging further into the GPR readings, claims have surfaced about main and peripheral passageways etched into what could potentially be remnants of the Ark. Additionally, unmasking 3 stratified layers underground, echoing the scriptural triple-decker design of the legendary ship. Then it gives a Bible quote, but I'm going to skip over that. And me. I mean, that's basically it. They think they found the Ark. Might be, might not be. I mean, the counter to that is that it's just a natural formation, is what a lot of scientists would say.
You get a lot of that, like there's weird shapes in the ground, or like someone will find...
If you look at the picture, it just makes me think Sheila and the Gig.
Yes, absolutely.
So it depends on your interpretation, right?
Like so many times there and other places, I think, or near there and other places, they've found like these structures and like in the ground, or like a wooden, like the remains of like what looks like a wooden room, and they're like, it's a piece of the Ark, it's got to be a piece of the Ark, and it's like, or it was a shepherd's hut. You know, just why would you have a room up?
That'd be quite big though for a shepherd's hut.
No, but I mean that one, yeah, is different. Yeah. But like they've literally sort of found sort of box-like rooms, like smaller than that by the sounds of it. But then, yeah, sort of, why would this wooden thing be up a mountain? It must be the Ark. That's where it came to rest. It's like you do build things like that up mountains for people to not die of exposure in when they're out. Yes. Or they don't, and to that end, I reckon up in Scotland or in Snowdonia, the Ark came to rest because you've got ones like that up there.
There you go.
But you know, I was just going to say I did have, I might have told you I had a, and I'll be careful because I think, if not the lady in question, but one of the one of the family might be a listener occasionally. But I was at work once and taking a group of students around, sort of older students, and I was showing them a Paleolithic blade core that a friend of mine had found in
Is that a
Marlborough.
new kind of music?
Yes, blade core, Paleolithic blade core. It's like post. It's not post blade core. It's very much pre blade core. Oh, but yeah, and I brought this blade core out, you know, passing it around, and this lady said to me, sort of about 18 years old, said, "Well, how do you know that's that old?" And I was like, "Well, oh, that's a good question because, you know, sort of how do you can't carbon date flint, so you look at, you know, where it was in the ground, the style it was made, the area, sort of the finds in the area." And she said, no, you're misunderstanding me. How do you know it's that old when we know scientifically speaking now as well as biblically, the Earth is only 6,000 years old? And I kind of did this sort of like, you know, fish on dry land trying to breathe sort of thing, and I was like, oh my god, a real one, oh my god, a real one, not on the internet, it's a real one. And you know, I was trying to be really diplomatic about it and to be like, you're welcome to believe that, but you know, at the same time, other scientists believe. And she was getting more and more into it and really saying no, because we found that, you know, sort of the idea that it's older than that is a lot of lies and it's ungodly, and just went on this big spiel and how dinosaurs were fake. Weren't even speaking about dinosaurs, but just, and I'm just like, I'm half horrified and half like, please go on, this is amazing. And all of her colleagues were there, just sort of going, "Oh no, she's doing it again." But yeah, it turns out she was part of this local Christian cult.
Cult.
But, it's been described as a cult. There was a BBC documentary about it and everything. But she's out now, and I do take the mickey out of her now and then about that story. She does see the funny side. Like if she comes by, I'm like, "Do you want to see my rock? My really, really, really old rock?" But yeah, she's out there. But yeah, and she did start going into the Ark and stuff like that as well. So it was just this big stream. So it seems to be like a set-up patter of, you know. But yeah, I do remember her saying the Ark was about 4,000 years old. So I'm guessing it's a reoccurring theme. But if you look at that story, you got people who are living until they're like 180 and 200 and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's definitely accurate.
Yeah. Well, it's people were more powerful and closer to God back then. So I think I genuinely think this might be it, that they were sort of closer to Adam and Eve and that sort of beginning sort of the line. So they were living longer and then were diminished in time, kind of like the Numenorians in Lord of the Rings. But I'm sure you got that reference.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Anything else?
No.
Oh, it's actually going a bit grey, and
It's
Craig needs to
starting
get
to
a tent
drizzle,
up.
and
That's not a euphemism.
I need to get my tent set up and go and be the Saxon forager.
I have a tent set up. I need to go and get changed into medieval kit to make sure none of the swords are going to get rusty, and hide in my tent.
And if you're watching this, obviously, this has already happened.
This already happened.
So you can't come and see us.
Yes,
we were told not to tell anyone we were here, so, you know, once we've gone, we can tell you. So.
That's it. And tune in for an upcoming episode, which will feature all of this stuff and the real reason why we're here. Why are any of us here, Craig?
Why are we here?
Why?
The skull will give us the answers. Hopefully you guys can't hear, but my belly's been rumbling throughout the whole episode. It's been quite loud. So I should probably go and eat as well.
Oh, let's get you out a tin of Craig food.
There's some dog food over there. It's fine.
We've eaten that before.
All right. Yeah. So yeah, don't blame the owls, I guess.
Don't blame the owls, nor the peregrines.
And don't forget, you can get that on a T-shirt on our Redbubble store.
You can. I need to get one, but I need to get the Stay Weird one first. Need to get them all. Got to catch them all.
Yep. If you get the full set, right, and then you get the answers to life, the universe, and everything. I think.
And a special T-shirt commission just for you. But you got to buy the full set.
And prove it.
Wear them all at once, just like literally.
I'm assuming I'm cutting this bit.
Probably. Please do.
We demand a shrubbery as well.
Shrubbery!